Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds. Heaven Godspeed. With profound humble gratitude and love to all venerated enlightened masters, we bow to the Almighty in soulful gratefulness for gifting us with their holy blessed presence. May all beings be awakened by their divine grace.
Part 2 of 4.
Etc.
Vegan for lasting peace.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visite suprememastertv.com/schedule.
برامجنا متوفرة بالعديد من اللغات. يرجى زيارة suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Supreme Master Ching Hai's lectures are not a complete meditation instruction. Please do not try alone. For free of charge guidance, please visit godsdirectcontact.org or contact any of our centers near you.
Người như là dấu chia bay vút trăm miền, ca như là sương khuya tan vào đêm quên tan. You stay here long time?
No, just took a 12.
Till the 12.
I got here on the second.
Very good. After the 12, you have to ask one of the sisters taking care of this.
Okay.
I only see you every day. People might think I'm your boyfriend. Okay. Because not everybody stays long, you know, and he's stayed quite long. He keeps helping. I appreciate your help. You're a very good boy. Good boy. Good boy. It's just I'm fed up with so many gossips. Yeah. I need to ask an old lady who stays long to take care of this for me. But they're busy, you know, cooking and whatever. I am not his boyfriend, okay? Just to make sure you know. Okay, you can bring this up. Yeah? Table, please. Okay? You all managed to get wet or not? A little bit, huh?
But due to your grace,
You were what?
to your house.
Yeah, you went to my house and the gallery and I asked my assistant if not enough space, then just span some canvas. And you sit inside, you know, in the middle, so you won't get wet. And I said, maybe 10 people can go to my hut. So I room all the blankets and everything, and you can sit there if you want, you know. But she say, okay, we managed. So you didn't come, huh? Or you didn't like my hut? Or she didn't tell you? Didn't tell, huh?
Yeah, didn't tell.
Otherwise, everyone wants.
Yeah, if everyone wants to come, then it's pointless, because you get wet. It's only about 3 meters under the roof, you know, under cover. And my hut, you can sit maybe 2 people. Yeah, maybe 2 people lie under the bed and 2 people sit in front of the bed. That is maximum capacity. Because on top of the bed, there's so many things already, you know. I move things from my house there so that the house will be free. And under the bed is where I sleep. So I move all the bed and things, and then 2 people can sleep there. I mean, lie down meditation. Yeah? You think if you lie down under my bed, you can meditate well, right? You're wrong. When I lie down there, I sleep. So the sleeping energy might affect you. Okay, I read you one more story of some of the scary stuff. No, not really that scary. Just to remind you of the karma, the karmic retribution that we cannot always avoid. And then later I read you some nice story. Another sutra. Yeah. In many of other religious texts, there's not too much mentioned. Maybe I don't read that many, I read in the Bibles or in the... Mentioned very lightly, yes. Like Jesus said, whoever refuses you, then, take a handful of sand and throw it away, meaning that house doesn't have merit, yeah. Wherever you step in, you just take the sand of it and just throw it out, throw away. Or whoever the house that refuses his disciples. Similar thing like that. Or they mention like hellfire, temptation of the devil, but not so particularly detailed like in the Buddhist sutras. Therefore, I'm reading it to you. Sometimes before I also mention many times, and I also read some Buddhist stories before, many years ago or sometimes now and then, because it's so detailed, okay? In case you're curious to know what hell is like now that you can't go there anymore. You wonder if the master is hiding something there and doesn't want us to go. So I check it out for you. The Buddha already checked it out. So I'm telling you, okay? Not because I encourage you to follow Buddhism, that Christianity is inferior. It's not like that. No, okay? Our religions are similar, rooted from the same beginning, from the light and the sound. And later I will read some of that, and then the Buddha mentioned the sound. He said, the sound hearers of such and such levels, etc. I read it to you later. And many other sutras Buddha always mentioned about the sound. Like all the Bodhisattvas rely on the sound stream to come down to this earth to save sentient beings. And all the saved sentient beings rely on the sound stream to go to, heaven or Buddha's land. Something like that. But of course, as in our group, we practice the sound, the hearing of the sound, the inner sound, hearing with the inner ears, seeing with inner eyes. But I don't always say that in every lecture, because you know it already. I don't always, maybe I say it in the open lecture, but not in the group, And during the lecture, I mention only a couple of times of the sound hearing and the light seeing, And the rest I explain why, and I refer to Bibles or sutras, etc., Therefore, it's the same with the Buddha. He doesn't always mention the sound and light and stuff like that. But we see the Buddha has light all the time, and he mentions sound hearing sometimes, Okay. A lot is mentioned in Lotus Sutra about the sound, many times, more than in other sutras. But it's likewise, we don't always mention it, here even, Because you knew it already, Okay. Now you see, Okay, this one is about the fish who has 100 heads. Ooh. Takes a lot of thinking. Let's see why. Why the fish has so many heads. We should really thank the past masters, monks and nuns and scholars who have taken time to record the Buddha's teaching after the master's nirvana, and also for the past and present persons, lay or monks or nuns who have really dedicated themselves, sacrificed their time and precious health or under any difficult situation to translate this so that I can read it to you. And we have to thank them. And may they be blessed forever by all the Buddhas, past, present, and future. May their merit be immense. May they be liberated forever. Thank you. According to Buddhism and the believer and the tradition, when you read the sutra and all that, you have to put on incense, flower, and bow to the sutra first and thank all the Buddhas and Bodhisattva in 10 directions, all respectfully, before you read it, okay? And then you cover the sutra also with silk or beautiful cloth, and I just make it more popular. Yeah, more easy, simple. And I apologize to all the Buddha. I say if I done something wrong. According to the tradition, my heart is full of respect. It's just that I cannot always do that. So please, all the sin, whatever I've done wrong, is all on me. At least other people, they hear the names of the Buddha. According to the sutta, they will get benefit. Yes. First I have heard, so you know it's from Ananda again. Yeah. Oh, is the live stream on already? Okay, we don't have to wait? Wow, high tech. Wonderful. One time the Buddha was in the country called Market Day, in the bamboo grove. One day the Buddha, they say the world honored one. Same, huh? The Buddha, world honored one. And all the bhikkhus going from there to the next country, Tisali. And they were resting at the bank of a river called Leviat. On the bank of that river, alongside, there were 500. So why always 500, huh? I wonder. It is probably kind of symbolic, you know? Yes. Like I asked, how many people are left over in the rain? They say approximately 500. I say, 500 won't fit in my hut and in front of the hut. In front of the hut there is a protective roof. Also, you saw it, transparent, so that I can see the rain and the sun. And the hut inside is just a normal hut, a wood hut. I open all the office and everything. The living room downstairs, upstairs, the nuns are staying. Well, should I continue with the nuns or continue with the story first? Yeah, by the way, I'm telling you, why I ask you to respect them, because they're not ordinary nuns, okay? By the way, I'm telling you this. Yeah, they are nuns already, many tens of years, many decades. But even then, they follow me. Not only these, there are many Korean monks, nuns do that, monks and nuns too. Some are very elderly already, maybe 60, 70 already, many decades being monks. And they still follow me and believe in my teaching. That is special. Because many monks and nuns, they believe they already got everything from the Buddha Sutras. Yeah? They don't need me. They don't need any other method. The Buddha is just talking about enlightenment. I'm bringing enlightenment. Understand? That's a big difference. But I'm teaching the same as the Buddha, as Jesus, or, other masters. I'm not teaching anything contradictory to that. Yeah. That's why they're more special, understand? Yes. And remember, I had a retreat in Korea Center before? Yes. And some of you put money together for the buses and for the food and all that to eat together? Yeah? And then some was left over, and I also put some out. So together, I gave about 120 or something US dollars, 120 something thousand US dollars to build a little refuge, ashram for them. So some of the Korean monks, they had nowhere else to go, then they stay there. But they don't just stay there and receive offering, I did not tell them that, but they went out in the vicinity and working on the plantations, grapes or whatever, gardens, yeah? And then earn their own living. So they are very special and worthy of your respect. Understand now? Yes. Not just because I say, okay, you can practice and you don't have to be monks and nuns. It's not the same, huh? Yeah, they have self-denial. Yeah, self-discipline. a little bit more than you, okay? And they don't go out and buy a lot of clothes. They just wear 3, 4, 5 pairs of similar clothes every day. Understand? They live simple. They always sleep on the floor. I knew that. Therefore, I made the floor warm. You know, this is a warming floor system because it's a new house, so we can do that. They did not build it yet. So I built it, I specified and make the floor warm. Is it still warm? The floor? Yes. So in winter, Korea is very cold. Even then, they sleep on the floor. So I specified to make the floor warm. You know, warm under the floor instead of on the wall only, or from the ceiling or from aircon. Daytime they work anyway, yeah. But nighttime, at least when they sit in meditation or lie down to stretch a little while, they don't feel pain, you know, because it can be very painful. Winter, you know, if the cold comes from the floor, you can't avoid it, and it gives them pain, yeah. Asceticism is good, but pain is not. I mean, we don't spoil the body, but we try to take care as good as we can so that it lasts long and is comfortable to continue our practice, yeah? Because if you have too much pain, you cannot concentrate very well, at least in the beginning, you know? Once you enter somebody, then you don't feel much. Yeah, that should be the good practitioners. But then not everyone reaches that level so quick. First comfortable and then go up. Okay? Yeah. So I want you to have respect for them. Don't push, don't take their place, and don't try to, you know, kind of, because you want to see master and don't care who's who, you know, get out of my way. My dogs are like that. I'm sorry, you know. When they see me coming, they forget each other. They just squeezing, you know, elbowing each other to come to the front, you know. And sometimes wagging tails at each other. The tails coming together. It's so cute. Every day, if I have something special for my lunch, I always share with them. A little bit, not much, because it's for mine. They cook for me only. I don't cook more than that, okay, kitchen, because I don't have room to put all the trays. Okay? Maximum 2 trays, only for whatever you want to cook. And 1 time a day, okay? Yeah, that's enough. Don't think because I invite other people and then cook more. It's not like that. Because you have already food here. You know, only something special. Then I offer to them also because they're monks. Maybe they don't have much money to buy the things that you make for me. And not only that, but the Vietnamese things, they won't have it there. You see, they work all day. They don't have time to make spring roll and all that for themselves, even though they know how. Okay? So if it's something special like that, I offer to them. But if it's normal, and the rest is just normal food, you know, like you eat, then I don't offer, because they have it here in the common kitchen. So, on the bank of the river, where the Buddha and the Sangha rested, on the way walking to the neighboring country, no wonder my eyes feel funny. So I put this one there, it's big. Made in Japan. For book reading. Yeah. Okay. Good. Then I don't have my hands free to express my feelings. Okay. No, I don't need to express it. It's probably more convenient. There are some optic glasses. They just, you know, hang on the neck. And whenever you want, just clasp together, you know. I should go and ask for that, but I don't have a time yet. I don't feel like going anywhere if I don't have to. I mean, they're not urgent, and I just don't go. 500 cowboys. The boys will take care of the cows. They're called cowboys, no? Yes. I don't mean Texas. Buddha was not in Texas. At that time, not yet. 500 cowboys and 500 fishermen. Yeah. These fishermen, they have 3 kinds of nets. Nah? One net needs 200 people to shred and to pull it. And another one, 300, bigger, yeah. And another one bigger, 500 people in order to manage the net. Must be a very big one, huh? Yeah, very big. The Buddha and the bhikkhus, many bhikkhus, he has a lot of bhikkhus, the monks, sitting also not too far from them. And at one time, suddenly they saw that certain 500 fishermen there could not be able to pour the net back up onto the shore. It was too heavy or something. And then these are 500 fishermen asked 500 cowboys to come and help them to pour together. And then saw 1,000 people in order to pull it up. And then they saw a very, very, very great giant fish. On the body of this fish were all kinds of heads of different animals, like the horse's head, the camel's head, the tiger's head, the wolf's head, the pig head, etc., etc. This was a very strange kind of fish. So they all came and had a look. And then the Buddha also asked Ananda to go over there and check it out. And then Ananda went over there and saw that. He saw 100 kinds of different animals' heads on this body of the fish. And then he came back to the Buddha and told the Buddha this. And then, of course, he will ask. Ananda asked a lot of questions. It's always him who asks. I wonder why nobody else knew how to ask. Yeah, up to now, in many stories, most of the stories, always Ananda asked the Buddha, why is that, why is that? Well, he was clever, even though he wasn't enlightened, but because he was probably busy or being the Buddha's, attendant, he thought he didn't need, maybe like that. Possible, it affects. But then later he meditated just for a while alone in the woods after the Buddha's nirvana. He got enlightenment complete right away. So he had it already in him. Just took some time. Maybe you all had it and it takes some time. Maybe after I die, then you all go sit in a corner there and then get enlightenment completely. I don't know. All right. And then the Buddha also went there and had a look. And when he went there, he asked the fish, are you Katila? Is your name Katila? And then the fish said, yes, sir. And the Buddha asked, this lifetime you are born as a fish. Do you know next lifetime where you are going? So he said, I have to go to the infinite hell. There is a hell that you will never get out of there, like a life sentence, And here is like infinite sentence. Ananda and the whole assembly of bhikkhus did not know why, so of course he asked, praise be the world honored one. You call this fish Katila. Why? Can you please tell us? And the Buddha said this, listen to me, I will tell you the origin of this fish. Long time ago, at the time of Kajip Buddha, another Buddha, before Shakyamuni Buddha, there many decades, many eons ago, another Buddha, And between there, many more, and before that, many more, and after Shakyamuni, there will be more. It's just at that time, long time ago, at the time of Kajip Buddha, there was a Brahman, the first caste of the Indian four-caste system. He had a son, and his name is Katila. He was very, very intelligent, many talents. And of all the contemporary similar levels of intellectual and talents, he was the first. Oh, I'm sorry, yesterday, by the way, Sariputta, I remember he was not the one with the wisdom sword. It's Manjushri, no? In Vietnam, we call it Vang Thu Bồ Tát, Manjushri. He's the one with the swords of wisdom. Is that correct? Anybody know? Monk? Manjushri? Yes. With the swords of wisdom. Yes. Not a sword, it's meaning that he can cut asunder ignorance, So just saying that he has the sword of wisdom, but he doesn't use the sword, of course. He doesn't have to use any sword at all, right? So Manjushri is number one wisdom. I guess it's not Sariputta. Sariputta is something else. I'm sorry, I'm not a very good Buddhist. I learned some sutras, but then I went to the Himalayas and then busy meditating and then busy with you all this time. I had no time to study much. Yeah. I did know before, I did know many, just I forgot. Nah? I told you already. Even now I tell you something and I say, what did I say? Getting old. Maybe I knew, I just forgot. What is Sariputta? Here. What about Sariputta?
Sariputta is
the first one get enlightened?
the wisdom.
Attain the wisdom.
He's the first attain the wisdom.
Yeah, he's the first one, but he's not with...
This is the life of Buddha, the cartoons I see in the YouTube.
The cartoon?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's Manjushri. Manjushri is Vang Thủ, huh? Is I Vietnamese here? Vietnamese Buddhist? Vang Thủ Sư Lợi Bồ Tát. I think it's Manjushri. Maybe I read some more of the other sutra later to clear his name. But Sariputta is not like, it's not the one with words of wisdom. Okay, at that time this boy, Katila, was the best in the contemporary world at that time. But concerning just the worldly intelligence and knowledge and talent, but compared to the monks of the Buddha, then he knew nothing. Yeah, he knew nothing about all this Buddhist teaching, of course. Okay. When his father died, he said to him, my son, you should remember, don't ever try to go and make a discussion or debate with the monks of the Buddha, because these great beings, they have deep and wide wisdom. You can never compare. So don't dare even go near. All right. Okay. So after his father died, he was still in school, continued to study. And in the whole country, he was praised as he had eloquence, number one in the whole country. But he never went out and tested his eloquence with the monks of the Buddha. And then his mother saw that this was one of his weaknesses, so she came and told him, you are a very intelligent person and very highly educated. Who is better than you? So the son said, Katila told his mother, praise mother, the monks of the Buddha are much, much, much better than I. So the mother asked, how better than you? In which way? And he said, praise mother. If anything I didn't understand or I didn't know, I came and asked them, any of them, then they explained to me very clearly and very easy to understand. But if they asked me anything, I could not answer. So I knew that I am nothing compared to them. Why don't you go there and learn with them? Learn the way they know things. Oh, mother, I am an ordinary lay person. If I go there and want to study with them, then I have to become a monk first. So how can I do that? Yeah. Hey, very easy. You just fake to be a monk. And then after you learn everything good already, then you come back to me. No harm done. Wow. Praise mother. I will do that. After a while, he bought some clothes, wrapped around his body and bought a baking bowl. He went in there to the assembly to study with the monks. There were so many monks at that time with the Buddha, so nobody checked who is who. And as long as you shave your head and had a baking bowl and wear saffron robe, then everybody accepts you as a monk. So of course he was already very intelligent. After a while, he remembered everything. inside. He learned everything, understood everything. Yeah. And then one day he went back home to have a visit with the mother. The mother asked him, "Did you study well already? Are you better than all the monks already?" Study well may be okay, but better than the monks, must be dreaming. So they say, praised mother, beloved mother, concerning the education, I am the same as them. Meaning he's learned everything from them already, so he thinks it's the same. But in the meditation, I am very, very low. Why? How do you know that you are low on meditation? Beloved mother, because meditation is very difficult. And it's not just sitting, but inside, must know the inside, a vision. And it's very mysterious and very deep. I try a lot, but I cannot do like them. I want to understand the meditation inside. I cannot go inside. I cannot penetrate the essence of meditation. It's not just sitting. Probably he didn't learn the initiation. You see, he just came in, but he didn't know that he has to go through initiation, not just being a monk. Yeah. No, he didn't know that. Yeah. And of course, if you meditate or you initiate it, you don't ask the sister nearby, are you initiated? How do you initiate? And even then, the sister won't tell you. This has to be with the Buddha or the appointed monks, yeah, in order to be initiated. Therefore, if we talk about this meditation or visions or whatever, inside, I'm always lost. I never won any discussion on this topic. Okay, the mother said, from now on, whenever you discuss anything with the monks and you have lost and they have won, then you just scream loudly, you just slander them, you just call them, you just, degrade them. Yeah, just to cover up, yeah. Okay, so the son asked the mother, Mother, but all the monks, they are practicing compassion and mercy. They haven't done any sinful things. Why do you tell me to scold them, degrade them, and yell and, humiliate them? Why? So the mother said, if you're louder and you scream and you yell at them and you degrade them, then you win. And they won't know what to say. They wouldn't know how to answer that. They wouldn't yell at you, they wouldn't degrade you back. That means you win. Oh, God. What a treasure of ignorance. Yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you. When you wash your hands, you wash oil into the bucket, right? And then use it for the toilet, right? Or not? Yes. You save water, right? Yes. Okay. Another thing, whoever has the water and electricity ability should buy those filters, put it on the tap, and then whenever you open, you turn it to the filter side, turn this side and you can wash as normal, turn to the filter side, then you have filter water, you can drink straight, direct, because it's very clean. That's why I drink every day. I don't cook water. Unless I don't have any filter, I don't cook. Or if I don't have a filter, then I use a cloth or something to filter. Okay, so here is, of course, it's not as good as if you use a cloth, because we don't have to buy one more extra, but it's okay. One filter like that attached to the tap, you can use for 3 months, regardless of how much water you use. You just use it and drink anytime you want. Just go in the bathroom, turn on the tap, push it to the filter side, and drink. I do that all the time. Okay? The more simple, the better, that's all. Not because I'm lazy. I have a kettle, stand still and all that. I do it only now and then. When I need to drink something hot to cleanse the throat, or when I have customers, I have friends, then I cook tea for them or something like that. Then I use the kettle. So Katila listened to his mother. Oh God, what a mother is for. And then whenever he discussed, or debated with the monks, And then when he lost, of course, on this topic, then he screamed and scolded them and degraded them. You are a stupid person. You are just animals. You know nothing. And then he called them like, you just like a dog's head, pig's head, or this animal's head or that animal's head, meaning stupid, no brain, little brain, something like that, yeah? So every time he was very, very fiercely scolding the monks like that. In this phase of the story, the Buddha reminded everyone that, Ananda, you should know that Katila, because of his wickedness inside his heart, and has been yelling and defaming the monks at that time. Therefore, he has become the fish with 100 different animals' head on his body. And then Ananda asked the Buddha, praised the world honored one, Katila, when will he be able to liberate himself, to be liberated from this fishy, 100-head fish? So the Buddha said, Ananda, you should know, even if I use my Buddha wisdom eye to check, it's a long, long, long time still. Yeah. Maybe in the gentle era when the Buddha comes out, when 1,000 Buddhas already passed away, meaning after him, and then 1,000 Buddhas also come out to the world and then pass away already, still not yet. Still this Katila will not be liberated from this kind of incarnation as a fish with 100 heads. After I and all the bhikkhus heard that, I means Ananda, all of us, had goosebumps and trembled with fear. Yeah. Also were feeling so sorry, so pitiful. And we all said, oh, please, all beings, take care of your actions, your speech, and your thoughts. Be very careful what you think, what you say, what you do. Always be good, do good, think good, yes. After the Buddha and the Sangha talked with each other as us, all the 500 fishermen and 500 cowboys, they were all also very scared. They all knelt down, put their palms together, and wanted to become monks under his guidance. Yes. So of course the Buddha say, welcome, bhikkhus. So he had another 1,000 monks. Wow, the riverbank is big, huh? Yeah. Otherwise, how can they, they sit all together like that and kneel in front of him? 1,000 people kneel in front of him at the same time, including other many thousands of monks already kneeling there. Understand? Maybe we should find a riverbank somewhere. Yeah, and we just buy a generator to get electricity. But in that case, can we have internet? Broadband like this in order to broadcast the whole world or not? No, huh? Yes, no, yes, yes? Maybe?
Yeah.
How?
Wireless.
Wireless? You mean the chip?
Chip 4G everywhere.
Okay. Everywhere, I mean Asia also?
In Asia, in some countries.
Oh, here because we have cable,
Yeah.
Official connection, internet. But if we have just internet card, internet chip, is that good enough? I don't know. In one of the countries where there's no electricity or water, I told you, we have internet chip, but it's so difficult, so slow, just to download a little page, one page of information. Picture, forget it. And had to go all the way on the road, not on my mountain, cannot. Have to go all the way down to the main big, not really big road, but a country road for that community. And maybe you can, yeah. And if I want to telephone, sometimes I have to go. Oh no, it's not okay. I go all over the place. Looking at the telephone, cannot even talk. keep looking for the bar. Yeah, I'm telling you. And if I take some time, I told you already, if I'm too excited or forget, or my dog comes wow wow, and then I forget I push the wrong button, everything gone. But that's not too bad. The button, sometimes I try to remember. But if those, iPhone, just breathe and it's gone. Like I look here and I scratch my head, then it's gone. Just wave your hand, then it's gone. No, I exaggerate. I exaggerate it. But it's so difficult, Normally you just swipe your hand and then something changes. Sometimes I don't know. I just want to scratch here. Then the phone thinks I swipe my hand. And then everything's gone. I have to begin all over again. And it was already difficult for me to begin before, I did learn some computer before, a little bit before when we had SMTV, Supreme Master TV. I have to check most of the news and stuff, when I can, So I learned how to take out the information, but I couldn't send it back. So I had to write it down. Okay, page 1, paragraph 2, and then I write the whole sentence and I put the correction on it. And then after I collected all the corrections, then I asked one of your brothers to come and send it. All right. And these 1,000 people, 500 fishermen and 500 cowboys, followed the Buddha, became monks, and not too long afterwards, they cleansed all their karma and they attained arahant level. For the sake of the big assembly, the Buddha taught them again about the 4 noble truths. Okay, like to be born, to die, to be old, and to suffer during the lifetime, and how to erase the suffering, the path to erase the suffering. Yeah? Okay? That's another long story. Like one of the eight ways of purification I told you before, that's one of the ways to erase suffering. Yeah, and not to be born again. Or to be born, but be in a very, very high position, prosperous, happy, etc. Because if you keep the precepts, then the precepts will avoid you making bad karma in the future. Yeah. For example, if you keep the precept of not harming others, not killing, then life after life, it depends on how many lives or how clean you keep the precept. You will not get sick. Okay, you might die, of course, one day, but during the lifetime you won't get sick. Or if you keep the precept of non-stealing, then nobody, no robber will ever touch your house. For example, like that. Okay? Yeah. Every precept has a consequence. Yeah, a good karma to bring with. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Anybody wants to hear some more stories?
Yes, everybody.
How many? Raise hands. Okay, this is a better story for a change. Okay, huh? Yeah, and then maybe after I read that. Thus I have heard, it's a story from Ananda computer again. Yeah. One time the Buddha stayed in Save country in the golden garden of Kapkodok and the Prince Kida. Remember the garden? Yes or no? Yes. How many yes? Only 3, 4? The garden of the Prince Kida. Yeah. That the billionaire has to use a gold
bricks
to pave it. Yeah, gold bars to pave it if he wants to buy that garden. Why bother? In Africa, 5 million square meters, only 500,000 euros. Yeah. If he knew, he would go there and buy instead. Instead of taking all the gold reserves from your bank and pave that garden, he would go to Africa or Some other country that's cheaper, Siberia, whatever, yeah? It's cheaper, right? Yes. Yeah. In some of the countries, they give you land for free. Yeah, so that you go develop their land. I know one of it. Not Venezuela, somewhere nearby. Not Honduras. I forgot. I was there before. I forgot.
Belize?
Huh?
Belize?
Belize, for example. They give you land for free. Yeah. But over there, they don't have soy sauce. They don't have... Very little things, They sell small in a small little hut. Even Chinese shop, I asked, do you have any tofu? So I said, what do you cook around here? We cook whatever the land offers. If they want to buy tofu, sometimes they have to go across to go to Mexico. Or America, Okay, maybe you go to Belize, huh? Ask the government to give us some free land. Then we'll bring tofu, soy sauce, we'll bring everything inside, everybody can enjoy together. All right. I don't know, it's not like you just have land, you must also have some affinity with it, yeah? And any land has to offer us some freedom, to freedom of speech, to gather without hindrance. Otherwise, it's not about land, huh? Okay, this time we are going to heaven, not on earth anymore. Okay, this chapter is about a heaven called Tịnh Cư Thiên. Maybe I think very peaceful, peaceful heaven. Yeah. If it is according to this word, means peaceful heaven. Yeah. Thus, I have heard at one time the Buddha in the same country, Save, in the golden garden of the Prince Kida. At that time, one day about evening, suddenly there was a beam of light from the heaven shining down onto the whole garden. And inside this great shining light, there was one being, very big, very handsome, very strong. And his body emitted like a diamond kind of aura. And he flew down inside where the Buddha resided. He knelt down in front of Buddha, and then he walked around the Buddha 3 times, and then went back in front of Buddha, knelt in front of the Buddha and said, "Praised be the Buddha. I am from the heaven of peace. I have heard that you came down to the planet Earth to save beings and bring them blessings, also from heaven. I thought it is very rare that the Buddha appears first, so I'm here with the utmost respect and sincerity. Please accept my offering tomorrow, that I can offer, water and vegan diet. Water for bath, yeah. In India, many thousand monks. That's why the Buddha, one of the precepts for the monks is you don't take a bath more than once every half a month, twice a month. Yeah. Just to save the water, Just like here, you can't bathe every day, huh? Yeah, when you need, really, but not everybody come and shower every day, my God. So we use a dry cleaning system, remember? Yeah, I do the same. But even if I take a shower, I use a bucket, a kind of low bucket and round, standing there so that all the water runs inside there. And I use it to flush the toilet. And I wash my hands also inside. And then I use it, yeah. So no problem. He pleaded with the Buddha and the Sangha to accept his offering of water for bath, shower, as well as vegan food. Yeah. So the Buddha praised him that he had such a sincerity, wanting to do meritorious deeds. So he accepted. The Buddha accepted. So this being flew back to his house. No, his home in heaven. And he brought all the beautiful food and drinks from heaven down to earth. Yeah. And then he brought a lot of facilities or anything that facilitates the shower and the bath. Yeah, he brought it all down. And then the water, he brought all the clothes, bathrobes, towels, everything, yeah, from heaven down. And then he even manifested many bathhouses, yeah, many shower houses, many rooms. And then he made the water already mixed well, not cold, not hot, and just fine. With the thermometer, check it out. How many degrees is good, yeah. And then also, these things even brought these grasses to brush your body. They use it kind of brush, different. Maybe they say grass to brush, but probably special grass, just like we use the brush nowadays. And then he even brought down oil, yeah, like body cream, first class, from heaven's supermarket, yeah, everything down. Okay. And then after he arranged everything, he came and invited the Buddha to take a shower. Of course, the Sangha also, yeah, maybe. And then after that, the Buddha came back to his own room. And then he came to the Buddha and said, "Praise be the world honored one. The vegan meal is all ready. Please come and enjoy." So after the Buddha and all the Sangha finished their bath, yeah, put back their clothes and everything, they went out and enjoyed the vegan meal. And then they went back. After that, Toi means Anand, means I mean Anand, came in front of the Buddha and asked again, "How come no other Sangha ever asked him? Always Anand asked." I guess other people don't dare, so they put down a notice, "Anand, go ask Buddha." For me, yeah, you are the assistant of Buddha. Go ask. Okay. Then Anand came and asked, "Praised be the world honored one. This being from peaceful heaven today offered water, bath, and food. In the former life, what has he done to earn such a merit so that his body is so beautiful and shining and so magnificent like that? His appearance is like a beautiful, precious mountain. Yeah. So magnificent, so majestic. What has he done? Could you please tell us?" So Buddha said, "Anand, listen, I will tell you. This being, a long time ago, at the time of the Buddha Tibati, he was a very poor person on the planet, probably this planet. Mostly he was going out to do any labor work to earn his living. One time he heard that the Buddha Tibati preaching in the assembly said that the merit of offering water to the Sangha to take a bath is very, very, very great merit. So he was so happy, he wanted to have this kind of merit. So he came home and he worked harder, He went and asked everybody to give him the job and did this and that, a little handiwork everywhere. And then he saved all that money as much as he could. And then he used that money. And then he bought some special things for the bath, everything he could. And then also vegan food. And he prepared everything, as much as he could. He invited the Buddha and the Sangha to come and take a bath and eat. Yeah, probably it was a small assembly, I don't think anybody would like to invite this assembly to take a bath here and have a vegan diet. You would like that, I'm sorry, this is Indian, okay? Yeah. So after that, because of this merit, he was reborn after he died in this peaceful heaven. You should know, I told you already, but I tell you again, there are many different heavens, right? You know, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Even the astral level has 120 plus different kinds of heavens and different names. Okay? Anand, you should know, this being is not only today that he has invited me and the Sangha to take a bath and offered food to us. Even in the time of Buddha Tiki, he also went down to the earth and offered offerings to that Buddha also. Means from the heaven, peaceful heaven, he also came down another time and offered bath and food to another Buddha before him. Yeah. And then, even to the time of the Buddha Kashyapa, he also came down to do the same like today. He already offered similar to 7 Buddhas in 7 lifetimes, different Buddhas in different lifetimes. And then in the future, he will continue to make offerings to 1,000 Buddhas in the golden era, just like today. And then after he said that, he blessed this being with another 100 kalpa of kalpa and kalpa, meaning another many hundreds of eons, then he will become Buddha, this being from the peaceful land. Yeah. And then he will have all these beautiful titles that are assigned to the Buddha. And then he will save countless beings. I have goosebumps. I don't know why. Too much blessing. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Yeah. So everybody, tôi means Anand, means I, and all the assembly were so happy. And we all said, oh, the Buddha appearing in the world is so beneficial to all beings. Even though this person from peaceful heaven came down and offered just a little like that and has so much merit. Yeah. And then the Buddha said, yes, it's good that you understood all this. Very good. The Buddha came out into the world. The only goal is to save as much as possible all beings, to take them out of suffering and let them have merit and blessing to be happy from this life and the next to the next. And then after that, he gave initiation. They didn't say anything, but he let the assembly have the merit of knowing the real main Dharma. What is the real main Dharma? All the Buddha teachings, talking is, they call it Dharma anyway. So what is the main Dharma? Yeah, I guess it's just initiation. Okay? Yeah. And after that, many people attain the levels of maybe coming back one more time. But that's just at that time, If they continue, then they won't come back again. It's just the level of the beings who attain at that initiation was maybe you come back one more time, or never come back one more time level. And everyone, other people were inspired to want to become a Buddha. Everyone was happy. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Thank you. All right. This I promise you I'll read something, but this is a very long one. We do it one at a time, huh? Oh my God, I don't know if we can. I'm thinking. I have a couple more sutras printed out now from the internet. Thanks God we have it. Because I have some but at home, not here. I mean, in the other home. I can't just take everything with me. I didn't know I would stay this long. I didn't think about it. All right. So now, this sutra is a very, very good one. Actually, very, very good. It explains many things in this world. There is a Bodhisattva. Wow, there are so many names of hells even that you don't know of. And the Bodhisattva in this sutra explains all kinds of hells and their names. I guess if other people who don't practice Guanyin method, maybe they heard of some of these, also very beneficial, so that they know they really exist. Because the Buddha doesn't tell lies. What for? Right? Okay. This Bodhisattva, his name is Earth Store Bodhisattva. And why he has become Earth Store Bodhisattva and such and such and such is very, very great. This Bodhisattva is a very great person. He comes up and down in this world and in hell to save whoever he can, whoever believes in him. But then beings, after hearing what he said and then change their way of life, then later fall back into the old habit again. So giving him a very difficult job. But life after life, he does this. Okay. Wow. Okay, I just read a little bit. Okay, huh? And then if we have time, we'll continue. And if we don't have time, then another day, another year, another lifetime. You understand now why in the old time people wanted to become a monk under Buddha's guidance. Because they had to go there and hear the Buddha day after day and write it down like in college, and keep it in order to understand or to know all that. And then when they go out in the 10 directions, they can preach to other beings who have not been able to see the Buddha. Yeah, even just one sutra like this, you have to stay another 2 months. Or 1 month, yeah? So imagine, that's why. Okay? And the Buddha has many sutras. He lived very long. He became enlightened at about 28, 30 years old. And he lived until 80 something. 50 plus long years. And then he preached all the time. Most of the time. And Ananda knew it all. And whatever he didn't remember or he was not there, then someone else noted. And so after the Buddha Nirvana, they assembled together and recorded all of this for us. And this is just one of many, many, many. Yes, very interesting. Very interesting, the life of the Buddha. Yeah. Wherever the Buddha goes, but you must understand, I have to tell you something. Like yesterday, we talked about the Bodhisattva Mao Gai Lai Ya Ya. Yeah? Something like that. Okay, number one, magician, magical, powerful. And even though you heard Ananda said, that he was flying together with the other disciples to this and that and that. But you must know it's not physical, okay? Yeah, not physical. Maybe he just appeared to this old man, monk, to try to teach him things. So in the spirit, in the meditation time, he took this old monk to go visit different hells. Because the hell that they visited, it cannot be manifested on top of the beach. Any beach like that, understand? Okay? If they both, flew like that away and then flew back and slowly descended to the earth in front of, the Buddha's ashram, then at least 1 or 2 people would have seen it. Understand? And then they would tell all the young monks, and then they wouldn't have to be so arrogant with him since that day. But they still didn't know. Nobody knew, see, until later the Buddha told them. So inside, just like sometimes you say you see me flying through your window or fly to your house and, comfort you or help you in time of need or just come to visit you. I'm not flying anywhere, okay? Don't ask me to do the show. It's not the physical body. You got it, yeah?
Yes.
You know by now. Many people saw me inside the house flying and all kinds of things, or take them flying to the other heaven and all that. I'm going nowhere. I have gone nowhere. That's why one of the Buddha's titles is not going, not coming. Yeah? Like that. So do not expect that one of my so-called great disciples holds your clothes and takes you up on top of the coconut tree outside or something. Understand?
Yes.
Yeah. All these have to be seen through the wisdom eye. And if you practice hard enough, if you have good affinity, then you will see it like the Hong Kong sister, yeah? Or the Vietnamese American sister there, okay? Or many others, yeah, okay? The thing is, probably more of these are recorded at Buddha's time because they don't have anything to record. So Anand remembers everything and then they wrote it all down. But I gave you each one a diary book. You write down all those your stories, okay? We don't always have time to assemble and everybody tells their miracle stories to me or to everyone. Mostly when you say, it's okay, be short, just make sure, be short, symbolic. I don't even let you tell all the stories that happened to you yet even. Understand, during your meditation or without meditation even. Inside miracle or outside miracle. Tons. You know, we can bring also many sutras. And then the later generation find it and read it to their children, just like today. Possible, yeah. You can write all your stories. I cannot always hear you, but if you write in a book and then you leave it here and I come back and sometime I will read it. Another thing is maybe possible that at the time of the Buddha, the beings that he rescued had a greater affinity with him or had a higher consciousness. Indian people, even whoever is born in India, have a spiritual background. Easier to accept Buddha's teaching and easier to assimilate and easy to practice. Okay? I don't say all are like that. But at that time, even more than now, at that time, life was more simple. Yeah? Almost 3,000 years already, or even more. Life was more simple. People's minds were more purified. Yeah? So it was easier for them to have more experience. They can see things like this. Okay? So everything that seems like miraculous phenomena in here is all seen by the wisdom eyes. Understand?
Yes.
All right, good. Just like one sister says she saw a heaven gate here and some beings come down, from heaven and bodhisattvas come around, all that. She saw it, but many of you don't see. And if she tells you, then Anand will write it down. And then tell you later. Yeah. All right. This is a story of the Buddha. First I have heard, again, from Anand. Thank you that he has remembered all this for us. And thank all the Sangha who collected them and wrote it all down. At that time, even how difficult it was for them. At one time, the Buddha was in the Trayastrimsa heaven, speaking Dharma for his mother. His mother already passed away after his birth, remember? And she went to Sita heaven. Oh no, she went to this Trayastrimsa heaven. This is one of the heavens in the third world, okay? I told you every level has many, many heavens and different names. Yeah. You see that? Heaven is not all there is. You see, that's why heaven beings, they always come down and make offerings to the Buddha. And because of the offerings, he continued to be able to live up there. Many heaven beings cannot live there long. Maybe 2, 3, 5, 4,000, 100 years, but then have to be reborn again. But this one keeps continuing to offer to 7 Buddhas already. It means how many kalpas passed. And then another 1,000 Buddhas in the future. That means he will live long in heaven due to his merit of offering to the Buddhas. Yes. That was just symbolic only. Yeah? He cannot always manifest himself to go down and make offerings to the Buddha like that. But it's also because of his past merit. You see what I mean? He offered to the Buddha in the past one time. So that became like his karma, his tradition. So whenever the Buddha comes to this world, he also manifests himself from heaven and offers one time, bath and food. So history always repeats itself. If you do good things, you will continue to do that. Life after life. If you do bad things, you will continue in this evil path for a long, long time. Until you don't know when you wake up and then you change. At that time, numerous, uncountable, many Buddhas and great Bodhisattvas or Mahasattvas from infinite worlds in the 10 directions assembled to praise Sakyamuni Buddha. How Sakyamuni Buddha is able to manifest powerfully great wisdom and spiritual penetrations in the evil world of the five turbidities. They lauded how he regulates and subdues obstinate beings so they learn what causes suffering and what brings cessation of suffering and brings bliss. Each sends his attendants to pay their respect to the World Honor One. At that time, the thirst come one means not coming, not going, meaning the Buddha. Same, he has 10 titles. And thirst come one is one of his titles. Thirst come one means he just comes anytime he wants, anywhere he wants. He goes anywhere, anytime he wants. No come, no go. Yeah? Ru Lai. He smiled, the Buddha smiled and emitted billions of great light clouds, light beams. Yeah. There was a light cloud of great fullness, a light cloud of great compassion, a light cloud of great wisdom, a light cloud of great prajna, a light cloud of great samadhi, a light cloud of great auspiciousness, a light cloud of great blessing, a light cloud of great merit, a light cloud of great refuge, and a light cloud of great praise. Yeah, each beam that he emits has special meaning and benefit to other beings, yeah? And this is also a thirst I have heard, meaning Ananda wasn't there. He couldn't go to heaven. This means another person was up in there with the Buddha together, one of his disciples, and he came back and told the story. Just like one of your sisters, brothers tells the story that he went to heaven with the master Ching and all that, but you guys don't know. You see what I mean? Okay. So you would say, thus I have heard. Yeah? The sister from Hong Kong says this. The brother from America says that. Okay? Because you have not seen. He has not seen, but he heard a story. He was always next to the Buddha, so he heard many stories. So he remembered and wrote it down. After emitting indescribably many light clouds, he also uttered many wonderful subtle sounds. There was the sound of Dana Paramita, the sound of Shila Paramita, the sound of Shanti Paramita, means peace, the sound that brings peace. Just like the light cloud brings peace or happiness, things like that. The sound of Vijaya Paramita, I don't know all this, okay? Sorry. Like Shanti, for example, is peace. Yeah, every other thing, I have to check the dictionary. The sound of Dhyana Paramita, that means meditation, yeah? Samadhi. And the sound of Prajna Paramita. Prajna, I guess, is wisdom. There was the sound of compassion, the sound of joyous giving, the sound of liberation, the sound of no outflows, the sound of wisdom, the sound of great wisdom, the sound of lion's roar, the sound of great lion's roar, the sound of thunderclouds, and the sound of great thunderclouds. After he uttered indescribably many sounds, countless millions of gods, dragons, ghosts, and spirits from the Saha and other worlds. Saha means our world, okay? And other worlds also gathered in the palace of the Trayastrimsa heaven. They came from the heaven of the four kings, the Trayastrimsa heaven as well, the Suyama heaven, the Tusita heaven, the blissful transformation heaven, and the heaven of comfort gained through others' transformations. I told you there are many heavens and they have different names, okay? Yeah. They came from the heaven also of the multitudes of Brahma, the heaven of the ministers of Brahma, the heaven of the great Brahma Lord himself, the heaven of lesser light, the heaven of limitless light, the heaven of light sound, the heaven of lesser purity, the heaven of limitless purity, and the heaven of universal purity. They came also from the birth of blessings heaven, the love of blessings heaven, the abundant fruit heaven. Heavens have fruit. That's good for us, nah? In case you think you might be starving in heaven, nothing to eat. Remember the heaven being from peaceful heaven, he brought down food, and all the delicacies from heaven to offer to the Buddha. So don't worry that you go starving in there, okay? Maybe you starve here, but not in heaven. The no thought heaven, the no affliction heaven, the no heat heaven, the good views heaven, the good manifestation heaven, the ultimate form heaven, the Maheshvara heaven, and so forth, to the heaven of the station of neither thought nor non-thought. All those groups of gods, dragons, ghosts and spirits came and gathered together. Wow. Even the heaven is very high of the thought nor non-thought. Means very peaceful there, no desire, nothing. And they still come down to worship the Buddha. Come down to that heaven, where his mother resides. His mother died after the birth and went straight to this heaven. Now he came up there to pay homage to her and preach the Dharma to her so that she can go higher. Moreover, sea spirits, river spirits, stream spirits, tree spirits, mountain spirits, earth spirits, brook and marsh spirits, sprout and seedling spirits. And you thought you were eating from your own hands, from your own planting. You have to always give thanks, okay? There are different fairies, spirits, and elements. They're helping with your plantation, with your trees, everything. Everything, we own everything to everything. It's not easy. It's not like we are alone. It's not like that. But of course you don't see them. They don't always manifest themselves for you to see, only when necessary. Oh, I forgot. You haven't eaten, right? Yes?
Yes.
Some yes, some no, right? It's okay? You won't die, promise? I also ate only once today. You also ate breakfast, right? Once. Okay, we both won't die. I remember a few days ago you told me even, we won't eat. Because I told you about difficult if we go somewhere else and how do we arrange the food and everything immediately. You say, we won't eat. Just talking easy, huh? Even I asked you to eat once a day, only one person volunteered. I did not say you should. I just say, would you like to? Because after reading the 8 ways of purification, one of them is to eat once a day only at noon. Afternoon you won't eat again. Only one say I do, but maybe she didn't understand what she's up to. She didn't really get what I said. You know what I mean? She just came from the airplane and still... Still jet lag, and then anything master say is good. If master says so, it must be good. So okay. I guess she changed her mind 1,000 times already. I didn't say you should, I said according to that, wouldn't any of you want to, follow up? Nobody volunteered, nada, not even one hand came up. It's okay, please don't die, okay, until the next meal. It will still be there waiting for you after we finish. Or you want me to finish now and come back later? You sure about that? Yeah. You're not cramped or anything? Oh dear, I am. I was hoping you say yes, master. Please come back later. Okay. On the strength of your blessing, I continue to sit here. All right. So you see, there are so many, even day spirits, night spirits, and space spirits, heaven spirits, food and drink spirits, grass and wood spirits, and other such spirits from the Saha, our world, and other worlds came and gathered together. Wow. So now you know why I tell you before you eat you should give thanks. Okay? Thank all who helped to manifest this food for you. In addition, all the great ghost kings, wow, from the Saha and other worlds came and gathered together. Imagine, even ghosts, they have it better than us. Huh? Many of you couldn't go to heaven where the Master went. Huh? Some people can, but some cannot. But the ghosts, they all can come. What? They were the ghost king evil eyes. Oh God, even then has enough power to go up to this. This heaven is not very high, okay? Yeah, of course not above the three worlds. Okay. So many of them are allowed to enter, I guess just temporarily. Let me see, is that the third heaven? Or this Trayastrimsa? I was thinking it was the third heaven, but maybe not. So many names, I might forget. Let me think. Sorry, just second level. Border in the third level. Now one of the heavens in the second level. Even the ghost king blood drinker, oh God, the ghost king essence and energy eater. The ghost king fetus and egg eater, God. The ghost king spreader of sickness. The ghost king collector of poisons. The ghost king kind-hearted. Oh, thank God for a change. The ghost king blessings and benefits. There are two kinds, positive and negative. Even in the ghost kingdom, there are two kinds of ghosts. The ghost king great regard and respect, and others, etc., etc. Only the ghost king can come, huh? Maybe the subordinate ghosts cannot come. Yes. I guess somebody has to govern these spirits and these ghosts, you know. So maybe the king of the ghosts doesn't mean he's one of them. Yeah, probably he's just assigned to govern these ghost kingdoms, to take care that they don't do wrong things, they don't drink, eat people in the wrong area. You know, maybe not to touch the virtuous people, yeah? Maybe like that. At that time, Shakyamuni Buddha said to the Dharma Prince, Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Manjushri. Oh, here, Manjushri. Yeah. Have any of you heard this story about Stoa Bodhisattva already? Yes or no? No. Mongolian? No. The Tibetan monks don't read this? Don't give you all this? No. Okay. They should have, you know. Should translate to other countries' language also, no? And like Tibetan is Buddhist country, Buddhist race, so probably they should know, but maybe they don't read it. They don't give it to the lay people. When you ask, you probably have. When you ask, you might have it. The Buddha said to Manjushri, as you regard these Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, gods, dragons, ghosts, and spirits from this land and other lands who are now gathered in the Trayastrimsa heaven, do you know their number? Manjushri is supposed to be very wise, yeah, and knowing a lot. So Manjushri said to the Buddha, "World honored one, even if I were to measure and reckon with my spiritual powers for 1,000 aeons, I would not be able to know their number." Whew. So we give up. If Manjushri cannot for thousands of aeons, what about us? Forget it. Yeah. The Buddha told Manjushri, regarding them with my Buddha eye, I also cannot count them all. Oh, even the Buddha gave up. So okay, we are not so bad, you know. Even the Buddha cannot, the Manjushri cannot, then we don't feel that bad, do we? Do you feel bad? No. Good. It's a comfort to know that the Buddha cannot count, because too many that gathered to any Buddha gathering, so many gods and ghosts and spirits all come to see him. Yeah. Because it's rarely that the Buddha appears anywhere. Understand? If he's in nirvana, nobody can see him, nobody can feel him. But if he appears already on the physical planet, then he can connect himself to all the other higher planets, higher level of spiritual. So then even heaven can see him. Yeah. But if he's not manifested, then not everyone can see him, even heaven beings. Yeah. That's why they all gather so quick, so great number, even the Buddha could not count. Those beings have been taken across, meaning have been liberated. Yes. Are being taken across, meaning being helped to liberate now, at this time. Or will be taken across. Those are spirits and ghosts probably have not been liberated yet, but will be. That's why Buddha say, already been done, or doing now, or will be done. Will be taken across, have been brought to accomplishment, are being brought to accomplishments, or will be brought to accomplishments by earth-store Bodhisattva throughout many eons. All these beings have been helped, or will be helped by Bodhisattva, called earth-store, Kristigava. I think it's Kristigava, right? I think so. If it's wrong, I will correct later. His name meaning earth-store Bodhisattva, yeah? Manjushri said to the Buddha, World honored one, throughout many eons I have cultivated good roots, and my wisdom has been certified as being unobstructed. That's why he's number one. Wisdom, yeah. When I hear what the Buddha says, I immediately accept it with faith. But sound hearers of small attainment, sound hearers, okay? You know what I mean? Guanyin people. Of small attainment means on a still lower scale of spiritual level. But sound hearers of small attainment and gods and dragons and the rest of the eightfold division and beings in the future who hear the thus come one's true and sincere words will certainly harbor doubts. Meaning the disciples of the Buddha, the sound hearers, the ones already been initiated in the sound and light method, but they're still too low level, they probably still doubt what the Buddha said. That how come the Kristigava Bodhisattva, meaning the earth-store Bodhisattva, has been able and will be able to save so many countless beings that even the Buddha wisdom, the Buddha eye cannot measure, cannot count. So some low-level being and other gods, some small diva and gods, they did not necessarily have enough wisdom to understand this. So God is not completely ignorance. Understand me? Yeah. That's why many stories I told you before, some gods don't even know if the Buddha to be at that time was sincere or not. He has to come down and test him with fire, with swords, and with all kinds of suffering. Even if they received the teaching, your teaching, meaning the Buddha's teaching respectfully, they will still be unable to avoid slandering it. It happens. It sounds familiar to me. My own wish is that the world honored one will proclaim for everyone what practices that earth-store Bodhisattva did and what vows he made while on the level of planting causes that now enable him to succeed in doing such inconceivable deeds. The Buddha said to Manjushri, by way of analogy, suppose that each blade of grass, tree, forest, rice plant, hemp stalk, bamboo, reed, mountain, rock, and mote of dust in a 3,000 world system was a Ganges river. Supposed to be so many Ganges rivers. Then suppose that each grain of sand in each of those Ganges rivers was a word, and that each mote of dust in each of those words was an aeon, an era. Then suppose each mote of dust accumulated in each of those aeons was itself an aeon. The time elapsed since earth-store Bodhisattva was certified to the position of the 10th ground is 1,000 times longer than that in the above analogy. So, meaning? Infinite. Yeah. Infinite. Yeah. Yeah, some say infinite, some say infinite. I don't know who's wrong. The 10th ground. I guess one of the positions of the Bodhisattva, high order, so that he be able to do this work. Not every Bodhisattva can do this work. You have to be certified, by heavenly counsel, by Buddha's counsel, by the merit that he has done, that he earned this, 10th round. Probably, like 5th level, 6th level, yeah. Okay. Probably they will explain what 10th round is here. No, there's none. Sometimes the translation is not clear, We are 10th round. 10th round, there could be like the 10th merit or some 10th level, okay? All right, and then never mind. Just accept it as it's a very high level, powerful, yeah? Otherwise, he couldn't do what he has done, is doing, and will be doing. So, even longer was the time that he dwelt on the levels of sound hearer and pratyekya Buddha. Sound hearer. Even he, practiced as sound hearer, Funny method, listening to the sound. And he has also been pratyekya Buddha also, meaning the Buddha that doesn't teach, enlighten himself, but he doesn't teach, okay? So it's a long time, longer than that. So he has been sound hearer for infinite time already, and he has been a lone Buddha for a long, infinite time already. Yes. Manjushri, the awesome spiritual strength and vows of this Bodhisattva are inconceivable. If good man or woman in the future hear this Bodhisattva's name, praise him, behold and bow to him, call his name, make offerings to him, or if they draw, carve, cast, sculpt, or make lacquer images of him, such people will be reborn in the heaven of the 100 times, and will never fall into the evil paths. Manjushri, indescribably many eons ago, during the time of a Buddha named Lion Sprint, complete in the 10,000 practices, thus come one. Is the title of that Buddha a long time ago. Okay. Earth-store Bodhisattva Mahasattva was the son of a great elder. Are you interested still, or are you sleeping, or you bored? It's good? Good story?
Very good.
Oh. Aeons, in this time. Okay. You okay, yeah?
Yes.
Not tired, your intellect or anything? Yeah. Okay. Even if you don't believe all this, it's okay to listen to the story, which awakens your interest in spiritual practice, okay? Awaken not only inspires you, reminds you, encourages you, pushing you up, okay? Every good story is never too many, huh? Because in this world, we hardly hear many good stories, yeah? Many spiritually encouraging true stories, or not true stories. Even if the Buddha was to make up this story, he's an incredible author. He should be bestseller of our time, of all time, right? Yes, incredible that he told all these stories. It's in heaven, but somebody went out to earth and told Ananda, and then Ananda recorded it for us. It's incredible, the story that we should hear. It's only 2,000 something, 3,000 years ago. It's not like a long time ago, It's not long. Imagine when we were born and now we're 60 already, so a couple 10 times that, and then it's 1,000 years. Yeah? And 3 times like that is 3,000 years. It's not long. Okay? It's a true story. Yeah. No one can imagine such story. Okay, with all the names and all this. Okay? All right. The Earth-store Bodhisattva was the son of a great elder. That elder's son, upon observing the Buddha's hallmarks and the fine features and how the 1,000 blessings adorn him, asked that Buddha what practices and vows led to his gaining such an appearance. It must be the inside manifestation, View with the wisdom eye, not the outside. With lipstick and high heels and all that. It's not. It's the inside, okay? How come he has such a magnificent, majestic feature, that Buddha, at that time? So the lion sprint, complete in the 10,000 practices, thus come one. It's a very long title, yeah. And you complain that the Supreme Master Ching Hai is long title. This is longer. He said to the eldest son, if you wish to have a body like this, you must first spend a long time liberating beings who are undergoing suffering. This is an inside manifestation, not the outside. Yeah, many people see a Buddha just like a physical being, but many have open wisdom eyes or have merit enough, they see the Buddha in different appearance, beautiful, magnificent, majesty, and bright, all light shining in all directions. So this elder son was also pure enough to have seen this Buddha, a lion's prince. Okay, I just said that because it's a long name. Lion's prince. He'd seen him in this kind of spiritual body. So I thought, why so beautiful like that? What did you do? All right, so he said, you have to save all beings who are undergoing suffering, many, and then you have such a body like this. Manjushri, this is Shakyamuni Buddha talking now. Manjushri, that comment caused the eldest son to make a vow. So he vowed, from now until the end of future time, which is no end, right? Throughout uncountable aeons, I will use expansive, expedient devices to help beings in the sixth path who are suffering for their offenses. Only when they have all been liberated will I myself become a Buddha. Wow. Therefore, he's still always a Bodhisattva. Second level to Buddha. From the time he made that great vow in the presence of that Buddha until now, hundreds of thousands of nayuta of inexpressibly many eons have passed, and still he is a Bodhisattva. I'm right. Yeah, I'm right. Another time inconceivable as Samkhya eons ago, means numerous, uncountable. There was a Buddha named Enlightenment, Flower, Samadhi, Self-Mastery, King, Thirst Come One. It's also very long. Probably I have to collect some names to make myself seem more important, eh? Master Ching Hai is too short. Even Supreme Master Ching Hai is too short. Just one more. I have to collect some. I have to think of some names, some titles. Okay. That Buddha's lifespan was 400 million Asamkhya eons. So it's not short-lived like Shakyamuni Buddha. That was Anand's fault. Because the Buddha intended to live longer because he has attained this much longer lifespan power. Understand? He attained something, then he can live many aeons, or at least many thousands of years more. But he asked Anand 3 times. He didn't say anything. And then after that, the Maya came and asked the Buddha, okay, nobody say anything. Seems like nobody wants you to stay here, so you go to Nirvana. So the Buddha said, okay, in 3 months. In 3 months I will. But it's not Anand's fortune, actually. It's just probably the collective karma of the earth at that time, that would make Anand so dumb and not speak like that. Yeah. But the Buddha's fault also. Why ask Anand? Yeah. Go and ask Manjushri or Mahakashyapa, These are more neutral monks, Anand has been too long next to the Buddha all the time. He relies on him all the time, like a son to a father. He doesn't grow so fast. Too spoiled. Yeah? Everybody respect him, ask him this, ask him that. May I go to see the Buddha? And Anand would say yes or no. That's powerful, And then everything he asked the Buddha, Buddha always told him. So he was not used to being asked. Understand? It's Anand who asks all the time. So suddenly the Buddha asked him a question. He was not trained to answer. Yeah, the Buddha should know. If the Buddha asked me, if I was there at that time, I should say, don't ask him, Master, ask me. Or ask Sariputra, ask Manjushri, ask Mahakashyapa, or Maudalagayana. Yeah. Okay. During his Dharma image age, meaning the Dharma flourishing time of his lifetime. Yeah. There lived a Brahman woman endowed with ample blessings from previous lifetimes, who was respected by everyone. Whether she was walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, gods, or the small gods, gods surrounded and protected her, meaning heavenly beings surrounded and protected her. Her mother, however, embraced a deviant faith and often disrespected the triple jewels, meaning the Buddha, the Sangha, and the teaching. She, the mother, disrespected, looked down upon the Buddha, the Sangha, and the teaching. Okay, this is the Buddha continue talking. Her worthy daughter made use of many expedients in trying to convince her mother to hold right views. It sounds familiar to some of you, no? But her mother never totally believed. Before long, the mother's life ended, and her consciousness fell into the uninterrupted hell, meaning you never have a break from there. Never have a break. Means whatever punishment you take is continued day and night, every second of the life you have there. Never have a break. Some hell have a break. This hell isn't. You remember the story I told you? A joke? No. Okay, a person did many bad things and went down to hell. And the king of hell say, okay, you are bad, but not too bad, so you may have a choice. You can go around checking which hell you want to reside in. So he went everywhere. He saw somebody was cut in half there, somebody was hanged there, somebody burned in fire, somebody put in boiling oil. And he said, no, this is too terrible. I cannot bear it. I cannot do it. It's too much suffering. So he went to another hell and he saw that somebody was sitting on the septic tank pool, but drinking tea and eating cake. So I thought, oh, that's not bad. I can bear it. This thing is terrible, but it's okay. It's not so much suffering like the fire on the boiling oil or the sewing body into different spare parts. So I said, I go here. Said and done. The king said, okay, up to you. And then soon the hell gate was locked and the guy went into the septic tank pool and he was about to order some tea. And then the devil the guardian devil of that place said, okay, tea break is over, everybody turn back upside down. You like it, huh? Is it so funny? Huh? Is that funny? Wait until you get there. Then you won't laugh very much. Especially after the break is over. I'm telling you, laugh now, but be careful, all right? To laugh, but to remember, okay? Yeah, all right. So this kind of uninterrupted hell, meaning never have a break like that. So, when that happened, the Brahman woman, the virtuous Brahman woman, knowing that her mother had not believed in cause and effect while alive, feared that her karma would certainly pull her into the evil paths. For that reason, she sold the family house and acquired many kinds of incense, flowers, and other gifts. With those, she performed a great offering in that Buddha's stupas and monasteries. She saw an especially fine image of the thirst come one enlightened flower Samadhi self-mastery king in one of the monasteries. Just an image, just a statue. Just specially fine image, so it might not be the statue. Let's read on. As the Brahman woman beheld the honored countenance, she became doubly respectful while thinking to herself, probably in a vision, image, vision. Buddhas, she thought to herself, Buddhas are called greatly enlightened ones who have gained all wisdom. If this Buddha were in the world, I could ask him where my mother went after she died. He would certainly know. Meaning, then the Buddha was already in nirvana. The Brahman woman then wept for a long, long time as she gazed lovingly upon the thirst-come one. So probably it was an image, It was a statue. Okay. Why don't they just say statue? Easier for me. What do I know? I wasn't there. So she gazed lovingly onto the image of that Buddha, thinking if he were still in this world, I would be able to ask him where my mother went. And she knew the Buddha was not there anymore, so she wept of, feeling frustrated and hopeless. Yeah, that's why she cried and cried. And then suddenly she heard a voice from the space saying, "Oh, weeping, worthy woman, do not be so sorrowful. I shall now show you where your mother has gone." Probably she was too sincere, so the past Buddha talked to her. Or maybe one of the guardian gods, when we are sincere, we are more connected to protective councils or whoever is responsible for this field that you are praying to. The Brahman woman placed her palms together as she addressed space, the empty space, and saying, "Who is it, the one with spiritual virtue, comforting me in my grief? From the day I lost my mother onward, I have held her in memory day and night. But there is nowhere I can go to ask about the realm of her rebirth." So the voice in the space spoke to the woman again. "I am the one you are beholding and worshipping." So that is the Buddha, the Buddha statue. "The former enlightenment, flower, samadhi, self-mastery king has come one. Because I have seen your regard for your mother is double that of ordinary beings. So I have come to show you where she is." The Brahman woman suddenly lunged toward the voice she was hearing and then fell, injuring herself severely. She was trying so quickly to find out where the voice, so she fell down. Those around her supported and attended upon her, and after a long time she was revived. Then she addressed space, saying, "I hope the Buddha will be compassionate and quickly tell me into what realm my mother has been reborn. I am now near my death myself." Enlightenment, flower, samadhi, self-mastery, king, thirst come one of the past, told the worthy woman. The Buddha Shakyamuni has even 10 titles, more than that. But sometimes most people just address him as thirst come one, or were honored one, or Buddha, yes. Or Arahant, yes, even they address him also. One of his titles is Arahant. So the past Buddha appeared through the voice, told the worthy woman, "After you make your offerings, return home quickly. Sit upright and concentrate on my name. You will soon know where your mother has been reborn." So the Brahman woman bowed to the Buddha, the space, there's no one there, just a voice. She bowed to the Buddha with that voice and then returned home. The memory of her mother sustained her as she sat upright, recollecting enlightenment, flower, samadhi, self-mastering king, thus come one. After doing so for a day and a night, she suddenly saw herself beside a sea whose waters seethe and bubble. It's always a sea, Last time the Mao Gai Lai Yanya also took his old disciple to the sea, It seemed like hell is next to the sea. And we could not even buy an ashram near the sea. So that you can take a shower sometimes. Up to now, not, yeah. Because mostly the sea is overcrowded. Next to the beach, always crowded with people, apartments, and always. But for us, it's very difficult to find. Okay. What? She saw herself on the sea, the seas and bubble. Many evil beasts with iron bodies flew swiftly back and forth above the sea. She saw hundreds of thousands of men and women bubbling up and down in the sea, being fought over, seized, and eaten by the evil beasts. She saw yakshas with different shapes, some of the ghosts or evil spirits here. Some had many hands, some many eyes, some many legs, some many heads. With their sharp fangs, they drove the offenders towards the evil beasts, pushing them there for them to eat. Or the yakshas themselves seized the offenders and twisted their heads and feet together into shapes so horrible that no one would dare even look at them for long. During that time, the Brahman woman was naturally without fear due to the power of recollecting the Buddha's name. A ghost king named Poisonless bowed his head in greeting and said to the worthy woman, "Welcome, O Bodhisattva. What conditions bring you here?" The Brahman woman asked the ghost king, "What is this place?" Poisonless king replied, "We are on the western side of the great Iron Ring mountain, and this is the first of the seas that encircle it." The worthy woman said, "I have heard that the hells are within the Iron Ring. Is that actually so?" Poisonless king answered, "Yes, the hells are here." The worthy woman asked, "How have I now come to the hells? Why am I here?" So the Poisonless means the king of one of these hells, answered. So he's kind, he called her Bodhisattva. And why did she come here? No, it was very kind. So the king of some of the ghosts and all that, as I told you before, must not mean that they are bad, They just have to govern that part of the universe. So that makes sure that the ghosts and the devils don't harm just any beings, just the bad ones, but not touch the good ones. They have to have law and order as well, So, the woman asked, "How come I'm here in hells?" So the Poisonless answered, "If it was an awesome spiritual strength that brought you here, then it was the power of bad karma. Those are the only two ways anyone can come here." The worthy woman asked, "Why is this water seething and bubbling, and why are there so many offenders and evil beasts?" Poisonless replied, "These are beings of Jambu Vipa who did evil deeds." Almost like samsara, means from the earth, come down, They did evil deeds. They have just died and passed through 49 days without any surviving relatives doing any meritorious deeds on their behalf to rescue them from their distress. For 49 days and nights, if you have relatives died, you should meditate, pray for them, reciting good sutra or master teaching, or put a tape on for them. Don't cry. Don't make too much festival, whatever kind. Don't busy with all that. Have to make offerings to the Buddhas or recite the sutra for them and pray for them. Understand? Yes. Because in 49 days, that's the time. If they're good people or people with master, then they go to heaven immediately already. But the 49-day period is allowed. So anyone who dies who hasn't done good deeds or done bad deeds, then this is a time of judgment. If you help them, the living beings, help them, pray for them, or recite in sutra, Buddha's sutra, do any good things and tell them good stuff, from the living master as well, then it's better for them, then their sin will be minimized, and they might be liberated accordingly. But don't sit there and cry and, cling to the body. That's useless for them, helpless, even harmful. especially if you kill animals to feed or offering to them, or, then it's worse. You make their sin worse, their karma worse. So even if they were about to be liberated from suffering, they would stay there longer. Or they would have more suffering because you kill animals to make offering to them. Understand? Yes. Every time you do that, their karma gets worse. They get more punishment in hell. And even if somebody is in heaven, and if you kill animals as offering to them on their behalf, their heaven status is lower. And then maybe you keep lower until maybe they cannot stay in heaven anymore. Then they have to be reborn again and go somewhere accordingly. So, besides that, during their lives, they themselves didn't plant any good causes. Now their own karma calls forth these hells. They attract the hells to them. Okay. They didn't fall to hell. They attracted the hell to come to them even. They call forth these hells. Their first task is to cross this sea. 10,000 yojanas. Each of this sea is another sea in which they will undergo twice as much suffering. Each of that sea is yet another sea where the sufferings are double still again. What the combined evil causes of the three karmic vehicles evoke is called the sea of karma. This is that place, the sea of karma. This is the place that the woman is now. The worthy woman asked the ghost king Poisonless, "Where are the hells?" Poisonless answered, "Within the three seas are hundreds of thousands of great hells, each one different. 18 of those are known as the great hells. 500 subsequent ones inflict limitless, cruel sufferings. Following those are hundreds of thousands that inflict limitless, further sufferings." The worthy woman again questioned the great ghost king. "My mother died recently, and I do not know where she has gone." The ghost king asked the worthy woman, "When the Bodhisattva's mother was alive, what habits did she have?" Even the ghost king couldn't tell right away who is where. You see, they have to check according to the information. The worthy woman replied, "My mother held deviant views and ridiculed and slandered the triple jewels," means the Buddha, Sangha, and Dhamma. "Even if she occasionally believed, she would soon become disrespectful again. She died recently, and I still do not know where she was reborn." Poisonless asked, "What was the Bodhisattva's mother's name and clan?" Still have ID, huh? In hell, we need ID to find somebody. It's too much, too countless beings. I guess even the king doesn't have the book, of the names. So the worthy woman replied, "My parents were both Brahmins. My father's name was Shila Sudarsana. My mother's name was Yue Di Li." Sounds like Chinese to me. Yeah. Poisonless placed his palms together and implored the worthy woman, "Please, worthy one." He's so respectful, huh? He knew she was good, huh? He didn't even call her Bodhisattva. So, and he put his palm together and said, "Worthy one, please return home. There is no need for you to grieve further. The offender Yue Di Li was born in the heavens 3 days ago. It is said that she received the benefit of offerings made and blessings cultivated by her filial child who practiced giving to enlightenment flower Samadhi self-mastery king thirst come one at his stupas and monasteries. The Buddha passed away long ago already, but she made offering only to the statues and the monastery, probably, to the monks who believe in him. Yes. Not only was the Bodhisattva's mother released from the hells, all the other offenders who were destined for the uninterrupted hell received bliss and were reborn together with her in heaven. Having finished speaking, the ghost king put his palms together and withdrew. Yeah. The Brahman woman returned swiftly as if from a dream, understood what had happened, and then made a profound and far-reaching vow before the stupas and images of enlightenment, flower, samadhi, self-mastery king, thus come one, saying, I vow that until the end of future eons I will respond to beings suffering for their offenses by using many expedient devices to bring about their liberation. The Buddha told Manjushri, the ghost king poisonless is the present Bodhisattva foremost wealth in his assembly. Yeah. The Brahman woman is now earth store Bodhisattva. Even the ghost king can become Bodhisattva. Foremost wealth. The Brahman woman is now earth store Bodhisattva. These are all translated names from Sanskrit. The meaning is like that. So they just translated the meaning. What's a good story, huh? Thanks for listening. Incredible story. I like very much. My first Bodhisattva was Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, from my childhood then. And my second one, when I was in the West, in Germany, I was Earth Store Bodhisattva. I worship them. And also I have other picture of other Buddhas, You can't always get whatever you want, a Buddha in the West, So, but I like Earth Store Bodhisattva very much. I loved him for the vow he made, and for the sacrifice he made, and for what he's doing, and has been doing, and is doing, and will be doing for beings. So I worship him in my house. And Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, of course, is always there. Yeah? Yes. And then I cannot get Shakyamuni Buddha, so I just worship Earth Store Bodhisattva. Yeah. And then I have also images of other Buddhas, behind, like a picture, And my husband was good. He bring flowers to them. My ex-husband, he liked Buddhism, but he didn't know much. He just liked. It seemed more peaceful to him, non-violence, no competitiveness that's taught in Buddhism, and he liked it. Okay, I let you go eating, and if something good will come back, huh? I will continue if you want to, later. Later. Huh? Yeah, it's more comfortable for me to read straight from English, instead of translation and explaining at the same time, It's kind of a little bit more stressful. Yeah, manageable, but more stressful. Okay, see you later, huh?
Thank you, Master.
Okay. All right. It's a very touching story, huh? Yes. How just a woman, because of love for her mother, has made her become such a great Bodhisattva and having a great vow like that. Okay, the division bodies gather. Wow. Division bodies, meaning the manifestation bodies of enlightened persons. Yeah? One enlightened person has only one physical body, but many, many, many transcendental bodies. So they can do many things and help many beings, different levels of heavens and earth and hell. Okay, here is about the division bodies of the Bodhisattva Kristigaba. Yeah. Earth Store Bodhisattva. At that time, the division bodies of Earth Store Bodhisattva began gathering in the palace of Trayastrimsa heaven from billions of inexpressible, unutterable, immeasurable, ineffable, limitless asamkhyas of worlds. Meaning he's not in one world, but his body manifested in all different, countless, limitless worlds. They came from wherever hells were found, Wow. He specialized in rescuing people in hell. Due to the spiritual powers of the third come one, each came from his own direction and was joined by millions of nayutas of those who had obtained liberation from the forces of bad karma. All came holding incense and flowers as offering to the Buddha. Those groups that came were irreversible from Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, meaning the highest Bodhi, because they had been taught and transformed by erstwhile Bodhisattva. For long aeons they had wandered in birth and death, undergoing suffering within the six paths without even temporary respite. Now they had reached levels of sagehood due to the great compassion and deep vows of erstwhile Bodhisattva. What a great Bodhisattva, huh? Yes. They felt joyful as they arrived at the Trayastrimsa heaven and gazed at the third come one, meaning the Buddha. At that time it was Shakyamuni Buddha. Their eyes not leaving him for a moment. It means they were non-stop gazing at him. I guess it feels familiar to me. Like somebody I know. At that time, the world honored one stretched forth his golden-colored arm and rubbed the crowns of all the division bodies of erstwhile Bodhisattva, Mahasattva. They gathered from billions of inexpressible, inconceivable, immeasurable, ineffable, limitless asamkayas of words. Asamkayas is very, very immeasurable, uncountable, innumerable already. So not to talk about many of that. Don't ask me to do that, okay? No rubbing the crown, nothing. This is heaven story, okay? The Buddha was in heaven. It's not his physical body can do that. Even the physical body, even the Buddha as he was, he could not rub the heads of countless asamkhiyas and, you know what I mean, a limitless number of beings. Okay? The Buddha said, I teach and transform obstinate beings such as these within the evil worlds of the five turbidities, meaning five obstacles, trouble, whatever, no good anyway. Whatever it is, no good. Causing their minds to be regulated and subdued so they renounce the deviant and return to the proper. But 1 or 2 of 10 still cling to the bad habits. For them, I again divide into billions of bodies. He himself, Buddha, manifested many bodies, Just for 2 of 10 still clung to the bad habits, 2 of 10, but that's from billions and it's become a lot, A lot of beings who are still very stubborn. For them, I again divide into billions of bodies and use numerous additional expedient devices. Those with keen roots will listen and immediately believe. Those with good rewards will respond to exhortation and strive to succeed. Those who are dark and dull will return only after being taught for a long time. Sounds familiar to me also. Those whose bad karma is heavy fail to show any respect. My division bodies take across and liberate all those different kinds of beings. Taking across, meaning across the river and ocean of suffering. Understand? I may appear in a male body. I may appear in a female body. I may appear in the body of a god or dragon. I may appear in the body of a spirit or ghost. I may appear as a mountain, as a forest, as a stream, as a spring, as a river, as a lake, as a fountain, or as a well in order to benefit people. So walk everywhere with respect. Maybe you encounter a Buddha anytime. I use all these ways to save beings. I may appear in the body of God Chakra. I may appear in the body of Lord Brahma, even as a well, river, mountain. I may appear in the body of a national leader I may appear in the body of a wheel-turning king. I may appear in the body of a lay person. I may appear in the body of a prime minister. I may appear in the body of an official. I may appear in the body of a bhikshu or bhikshuni, meaning nun, high monk, high nun, and upasaka, meaning lay person, and upasika, and layman, laywoman, and so forth, to my appearing in the body of a sound hearer, an arhat, a pratyekya Buddha, or a Bodhisattva, in order to teach and rescue beings. It is not that I only appear to them in the body of a Buddha. Reflect on how I have toiled for repeated eons and endure acute suffering to take a cross and free stubborn beings who resist being taught and continue to suffer for their offenses. Those not yet subdued undergo retributions according to their karma. If they fall into the evil destinies and are enduring tremendous suffering, then you should remember the gravity of these entrustments I am now giving you here in the palace of the Trayastrimsa heaven. Find ways to liberate all beings in the Saha world, in our, from now until the time when Maitreya Buddha comes into the world. Help them escape suffering forever, encounter Buddhas, and receive predictions, meaning, initiation and then knowing when you become Buddha. Yeah. At that time, all the division bodies of earth-store Bodhisattva that came from all those worlds merged into one single form. He collected all of his manifested bodies from different directions, different universes, collected them all together in one. Then he wept and said to the Buddha, the Bodhisattva wept. Imagine. We thought the Buddha don't cry, huh? And the earth-store Bodhisattva wept after he collected all the different bodies to himself, became one single person. Then he wept and said to the Buddha, he cried and said to the Buddha, throughout long eons I have been receiving the Buddha's guidance, and from that I have developed inconceivable spiritual power and great wisdom. My division bodies, meaning manifestation bodies or transcendental bodies, different bodies, filled worlds as many as grains of sand in billions of Ganges rivers. Imagine how many bodies he had, huh? In each of those worlds, I transform myself into billions of bodies again. First he transformed himself into billions of worlds, as many as Ganges river sands. Imagine, okay? And then from that, limitless sand body transforms also, billions of bodies again. Yeah? So in one transformed body, it transforms into billions of bodies in each different world. Yeah, a lot of work to do. One physical body, but many transformed bodies, many transcendental bodies. And I'm thinking, in the Catholic world, if a Pope manifests himself in two places at one time, then he is a saint. So this Bodhisattva can be called a saint many, many billion times over and over. Huh? Okay, I will tell the Pope. To make him a saint. Bodhisattva, earth-store Bodhisattva, make him a saint. Now, each body takes across billions of people, helping them to return respectfully to the triple jewels. Buddha, Sangha, Dhamma, okay. Escape birth and death forever and reach the bliss of Nirvana. Even if their good deeds within the Buddha Dhamma amount to just as little as a strand of hair, just a little strand of hair is worthy of merit even. Or even a drop of water, a grain of sand, or a mote of dust, I will gradually take them across. Just one little merits as a sand grain. He will use that as an excuse to liberate them gradually. Yeah. and help them gain great benefit. I only hope that the world honored one will not be concerned about beings of the future who have bad karma. Wow, how nice. It means the Buddha can rest. And the Earth-star Bodhisattva will do it all. In that way, he addressed the Buddha 3 times. Why 3 times? Huh? Just to make sure the Buddha heard it. I guess it was for the sake of all the assembly, yeah? Because one time maybe somebody heard it, maybe somebody didn't, huh? So he repeated again and again 3 times, even though he addressed the Buddha, but everyone should hear it. You see what I mean? Yeah. Not because the Buddha couldn't hear one time, yeah. Just to let you know. I only hope that the world honored one will not be concerned about beings of the future who have bad karma. At that time, the Buddha praised Earth-star Bodhisattva and said, "Excellent, excellent, excellent. I will help you in this work you so willingly undertake. When the vast vows that you keep making throughout so many eons are fulfilled and all those beings have been saved, then I will certify your ultimate Bodhi." It means probably never. Huh? How can Earth-star Bodhisattva ever finish his job? I don't know. Maybe he will. At that time, then the Buddha said he will bless him to be a Buddha. Graduate Buddhahood. Well, we pray that he can do that soon. But he's done it so countless eons of times already. Suffered so much for all beings. Okay, huh? I think we go now. We should really thank the past masters, monks and nuns and scholars who have taken time to record the Buddha's teaching after the master's nirvana, and also for the past and present persons, lay or monks or nuns who have really dedicated themselves, sacrificed their time and precious health or under any difficult situation to translate this so that I can read it to you. And we have to thank them. And may they be blessed forever by all the Buddhas, past, present, and future. May their merit be immense. May they be liberated forever. Thank you. It's good to know there are such Bodhisattva around. So people who don't practice Kuan method or anything can pray to him. Even just praying sincerely one time, that's merit enough to make an excuse for the Earth-star Bodhisattva to save you. To save, whoever. Yeah. Thank God, huh? Yes. Yeah. Okay, see you later. You have a good appetite, okay?
Thank you, Mother.
I'm fine, really, I'm fine. I'm just being careful, okay? Because here the ground sometimes is not very flat. Yeah. And I'm wearing this kind of spiritual weapon. I'm just being careful, all right? If I wear flat shoes, I'm okay. I'm not used to it. Before I was walking fine, remember? Other retreats, even higher spiritual weapon, I still can walk around. Just this time, I'm not used to it because I've been in the mountains and caves too long. I didn't wear this kind of thing for a long time already. Yeah, a long time, years. So now I begin to learn to walk again with high heels. Yeah, maybe one day I'll be able to get rid of them. Yeah.
You're doing well, man. Elegant.
Oh, right. So you don't have family except your grandma?
No family.
Oh, wow.
3.
You have a lot of family here, huh?
Yes, I have.
Big family. Hello. Everything okay here? Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Master.
You cool? Single? A little bit. A little bit. At least. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Cute. Thanks to all of you, okay? See you later, perhaps, yeah?
Yes.
Thank you. See you soon.
See you.
Okay? You hear everything, right? Yeah. Very clear, right? Yes. Really? Everybody? Yes. Even next to the TV can hear, but outside TV can hear too? Yes. Okay, maybe see you later.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you. Everybody hear everything? Yes. Understood everything? Yes. Good. Yeah. Very good. Does it help you? Yes. Help you? Yes. Help you to understand more about practice and meditation and karma? Help you? Yes. Very good. Then I am very happy. I'm happy. I see you soon, okay? See you after, maybe, okay? I need to take a break, yeah? A little rest, and maybe come to you later, okay? Ciao. Ciao. Thank you.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/BMD.
Vegan side effect. You will live long.